For more on the stampede in East London, we cross now to our reporter Abongile Jantjies, who joins us now. Abongile, thanks for your time this morning. What do we know so far? Because we know that the death toll had been revised from 22, it's now moved down. What more do we know about this tragedy?
Well, Mxolisi, I've been trying my best to really establish what is happening, what is the leading cause of this, but officials are really playing it close to their chest. They don't even know what case they'll be investigating at this stage, Mxolisi. But even the Premier of the province, Oscar Mabuyane, was here to send a word of condolences to the bereaved families. I understand that he is also in contact with Police Minister Beketele on whether he'll also come here at this scene. We don't know when, but he's also deployed other officials, other experts from a national level to come and investigate this scene. They'll be here shortly, Mxolisi. And coming to the scene here, it's really, investigations are still underway, emotional scenes are seen, and really even the residents have come out in their numbers this morning. But let me bring in the MEC for community safety here in the province, MEC Tikana Gxothiwe. MEC, last week you delivered your quarterly statistics regarding and some of the things that you raised include the issue of underage drinking and drug abuse, and this establishment, the Premier was calling it for it to be temporarily closed or indefinitely. But what can you tell us from your side?
Let me first send a word of condolences to the families who lost their loved ones, especially young people who are the future in those families and the future of the country. Secondly, we are taking this very serious. We've been relating to it as one of the causes of crime in the province. It comes as evidence now that indeed we were talking facts on that one. To see young people and a crowd of young people in a tavern in the videos which are being circulated, it's a very bad scene which we don't wish to see it. It means as government we have to develop a program with the liquor board to engage the tavern owners on adherence with their license conditions, because when we are looking on it and observing it, we could safely say that there was non-adherence to the license conditions, and also the municipality must come in and review their bylaws. It means there's a challenge with bylaws which makes it difficult for policing or for law enforcement officers to do their work. There's a lot which needs to be done. As we can see, this is a bad memory. This leaves us with a bad memory to see parents crying for their children, but it means as government we have to join hands with parents on how to support their children when they are nurturing them to be old people.
Take us through the issue, the process. How will the process unfold of identifying the bodies from here?
Currently, police officers are doing their work. There's a lot of specialist detectives are here, but bodies will be taken to the Woodbrook mortuary here in East London, and also we are engaging the parents to identify family members who will go there and attend and identify their family members. That's the first issue. Investigation will continue, but we'll engage the tavern owner to temporarily close the tavern up until the investigation is concluded.
Have you engaged with the tavern owner at this stage?
We want to conclude with this first process, then we'll engage him. Just request him to close for now up to investigations are being concluded and we meet with Liquor Board and be able to communicate a clear decision. But that can be successful when we are working with the municipalities, considering the bylaws and our law enforcement officers. We are here that parents have been requesting that this tavern must be closed. We would not left with no other option either than doing what is the demand of the parents, especially after this incident.
Thank you so much, MEC, for your time, and we shall engage furtherly as the day unfolds.
Thank you.
Well, that was MEC Tikana Gxothiwe, the MEC for community safety care in the province. Let us now speak to a parent who lost their child. Mama kunjani?
Ndiyaphila bhuti, ngosiyaphila wena bhuti.
Ndiyaphila. Ubona umgqibele nini ngunyana yakho kanye yintombi?
Intombi yam bhuti nguchuluma Gxothiwe bethe uza apha ever since kuvalwe izikolo wathi ucela uza kuPenstown enyobeni bhuti.
Ke ngoku nje bengakafiki ngehla nantoni na ngokungakamazi noba uphi wena ebekulindele kufanele uba ubuyele nini endlini and mingakanani iminyaka yakhe
17 bhuti iminyaka yakhe bekulindele kufike kwasekuseni kanye ebusuku okokoko ndihlela kafiki ndiqoma mphini ndizojonga apha kule nyobeni kwabantwana balapha enyobeni bhuti.
Mama uyayiqonda mos ukubana ukuhamba ishibhini kufuneka iqale kwiminyaka ye-18 owakho umntana under age umvumeleni ntoni ubana makaze apha
bhuti ye wacela besithi kuPenstown enyobeni bendingayazi uba yintoni ke maki iPenstown enyobeni ndamvumela ukuba mhlawumbi kuba kuvalwe izikolo andiyazi iPenstown uba yinto yothini ndamvumela makahamba bheke kuPenstown.
Okay, njeba sithetha ngoku mama ifowunini xa umfowunela akayiphenduli kuqhubeka no
akanafowuni bhuti ubesebenzisa ifowuni yam ifowuni yam uyishiyile.
Ikuphatha njani le uncertainty ngeli xesha?
Uthi ndikhubeke kabuhlungu phoze ngumntanam and nabanye abantwana ndiyabacingela nabanye abazali ndiyabacingela phoze le pain ulahlekelwa ngumntana kumnandanga.
Njeba mama ke ngoku kuzoqhuba le nkqubo ke ngokufuneka siyo-identifya imizimba kuloo mochwari kuzoyiwa kuyo ungabe uzilungiselele kangakanani ngoba le nto nguwe umzali womntana nguwe kufanele uba uye phayana ngoku?
Uthi ndizimisele kakhulu ukuba ndilahlekelwe ngumntana makunyanzelekile ndiyile noba kwenzeke ntoni na mandimbone uba umntana makwenzeka ntoni nangaye ndizinyanzele uba ngoba ingumntana mandinayo omnye umntana kuyanyanzeleka kanawo omnye umzali.
Enkosi kakhulu mama ngexesha lakho. Well, Mxolisi, that was a parent who doesn't know where her child is, a 17-year-old. She says that she asked for permission to come to this tavern since the schools were closed and that they were doing a program of Penstown since they were writing exams. Even though she is underage, she agreed for her to go and was expecting her back at home at around 2 o'clock, but that didn't happen. She doesn't know whether her child is amongst the deceased who are yet to be identified at the mortuary, Mxolisi. And that's the many cries that we're hearing, emotional scenes here at Snarry Park. Well, they are even calling for the tavern to be closed, and we understand that the owner has another establishment within East London, and they are saying that the license, the liquor license that he has, that it must be confiscated, and that restrictions on obtaining licenses to run a tavern should be more stricter. But Mxolisi, we shall bring you more. As you can see, she is crying now. She is crying, quite emotional. She is crying, as you can see, she is crying. Uqine mama. Masithembe awukamboni umntana wakho, masithembe bana ikhona into ezovela ithe kanti usaphila. Uyeva mama?
Okay bhuti ndabulela but awukho mnandi bhuti umntana akukho mnandi bhuti ingasibe kanti bayafumaneka bhuti nyani phoza andiyazi uba ndizawuthini ndizamngcoma ngantoni because ndidedwa nabazali ngumntana kuphela kwakhe bhuti.
That's another emotional scene that she even says that she doesn't even have the finances to bury her child should it be established that she is deceased. And mama, wena uphila ngantoni ungasicacisela ubana wena uphila ngantoni ukugxotha ikade zikho?
Mna bhuti ndiphila ngegrant yomntana and bendenzelwa igrant disability grant kuba ndingaphilanga even nam
kuyo yonke lokho loo nto qha isonka sakho usifumana apha
bhuti siso sodwa endisifumanayo bhuti.
Njengoba ke ngoku uthetha nathi ngoku mhlawumbi ungamemelela nakubanawo nokunceda kuba uzibhaqa kule meko kodwa ke mama asikayazi uba umntanakho kufuneka uqale uye kule nkqubo yoku-identifya mhlawumbi nam ndinethemba ubana mhlawumbi akekho kwaba bantu kodwa ke mamam sicela uxolo.
Okay bhuti ndiyabulela enkosi.
Well, Mxolisi, let's hand over back to you now, but we shall bring you more at the top of the hour.
Look, Abongile, before I let you go, you know, it's evident that the parent there is going through every parent's worst nightmare, you know, to get that call that says, look, your child, there could be something that might have happened to the child. Right now she doesn't know, but the reality is she's going through every parent's worst nightmare. And this is at the tail end of Youth Month, where young people, you know, were commemorated and celebrated throughout this month. I mean, she's only 17, Abongile. So now talks around this particular tragedy is that we have a government that is reactive and not proactive. And as we still continuing to navigate and establish the exact cause of that tragedy, Abongile, what do we know so far? Preliminary investigations, what could have been the cause of this tragedy?
Some people are alluding to pepper spray, some people are alluding to tear gas, some people are saying, alleging that the owner sprayed one of those substances to the patrons who were at the establishment and as a means to tell them that they should go home. But that's what's being alleged here on the ground. And really, it's no one wants to wake up knowing that their child went to have fun and died at that scene. And as you can hear from this lady, that she is solely dependent on the child support grant and a disability grant, and that in this time and age won't even cover the funeral costs. It doesn't even have the funds to cover the funeral costs. And as you say that we need a proactive government, and as you hear MEC Tikana Gxothiwe, the MEC for Community Safety, saying that there needs to be more programs, and even the Premier said that the issue of alcohol is quite a problem in our society, particularly the Eastern Cape. As you can establish, this tavern is surrounded by homes, and you really need to go past many houses to get here. It's not like it's secluded somewhere, and they are saying that this shebeen or tavern, it's always been problematic, and it's not the first time that an incident of this nature happens. And we are hoping to speak to the owner of this tavern and to tell us, why did he allow underage people to come and drink at his establishment? Why didn't he stick to the rules of his liquor license? We are hearing that it was supposed to close at 2 o'clock, but at around 3 the tavern was still open. And those are the things that need to be posed to him, and maybe he'll be held accountable and maybe face some sort of criminal charge. Those are what the people here are thinking, and not to even incite violence, but what they are calling for is that this establishment should be burnt down. Those are the things that they are saying, and that there's a lack of police visibility. Had the police come and had the police car came after the time that the shipping was supposed to be closed, they would have seen that it's still open, and they would have asked them to close the shipping. But that didn't happen. But we shall bring you more as the day unfolds.
Abongile Jantjies there joining us in East London to give us more on that tragedy that took place in East London. We will be going back to him, no doubt, a bit later on in the program.